Hi, dear loves. I'm Nicole. Now, you've heard me talk about the pull in manifesting your twin flame reunion, right? And if you haven't, I encourage you to view that video. But, Darian and I were separated in another lifetime. And we made that promise to reconnect in this lifetime. And we manifested it twice. So we've learned some things. We tapped into the secret spiritual code of life to manifest our twin flame reunion. And honey, we want to share it. And so first let me invite you to our workshop. It's a 12-week series, and you can click the links down below to view the workshops that we have going on and the group spiritual life coaching classes. And so taking that knowledge from the pull that you feel, you have this unyielding, won't stop pull to reunite with the other half of your soul, of your spirit, okay? You will have been pulled apart, and that pull is because you belong to each other. It is spiritual, okay? It's all spiritual, and it's all of the highest type of unconditional love that we can feel outside of our Creator's love. And it's the height of romantic love. So understanding that pull and taking it an even step further is being able to really make that manifestation happen. Okay, so I want to share with you a few things that we're going to get into deep detail in our workshops, but I just want to share it because it's so good and I love sharing it, which helped us create the workshops. The day that Darian and I reunited for the second time, having been pulled apart, okay, from circumstances outside of our control, the first thing, and you've heard me say that the first image that comes to you in the morning is significant. Well, he was the first image on my soul that morning. There was a new moon, okay? And that moon was humongous. I couldn't stop looking at it. And immediately, my mind's eye, part of my Akashic records, my Akashic scenes, went back to Darian. And I'm like, what? Why am I thinking of Darian? Well, I had also been told that it's time for me to have my son. It's time for you to have a baby. It's time for your daughter to have a little brother. Not little sister, little brother. And I'm like, okay. Well, I had already tapped into the code of life, the spiritual code of life, enough to know that I was going to have my daughter when I did, and I was going to have a son. I was told I was going to have a boy and a girl. And so, understanding that, okay, all right, this is the time. Okay, well, I'm not seeing anybody. I'm not sexually active. I'm all about the job and my daughter going to school. And so what's going on here? So that day I woke up on the new moon. That's new beginnings. Okay, fresh new path. Planting new seeds. And Darian is on my soul. And so I went out on the balcony, and I remember looking at the moon, and I said, okay, he was very strongly on my soul, the pull. Now, there were prior steps that I was taking. So all of this led up to the deepening of the pull, okay? And all those steps we go into our workshop. But when you understand where that pull is taking you and who that person is, there is an action that has to be made. It has to happen for you to manifest your twin flame reunion. So, out on the balcony, I'm looking at the new moon. And I'm just thinking, what is he doing now? What's going on with him? Is he married? Does he have children? What kind of career does he have? And so I just heard, shh, not now. Often I hear that when I'm giving too much energy to worrying, too much to my human side. And you know, our human side can mess things up sometimes, right? So I understood that as Divine Source telling me, pull away from it. I just wanted you to see it. Just wanted you to see where your pull is leading up to and why you're feeling this tremendous pull to this person that you could never get off your soul for this many years, okay? So, all the way to work, driving in, I dropped my daughter off at daycare. This moon, even as time was going by, it seemed to be getting bigger, not smaller. And this is in the morning time, you know. The moon, when you see those big moons, and it's supposed to, the sun is supposed to be out. Well, the sun was out, but the moon was there. So though it seemed like it was getting bigger, it was the opposite of what human logic would say. The moon goes away as the sun rises, right? Well, what I was seeing was it getting bigger, okay? So being in tune with the steps that I had taken to get to this grand day, this was the completion. I knew that I was activating the law of attraction, and that there were so many more energies at play that we're going to go into detail in our workshop. But the point I want you to really get is that pull. That pull is your foundation, okay? It will never go away, and you will feel it, and I want you to always recognize that pull. Because it's only, this pull is you only feel this with your twin flame, okay? There's that pull. It's always going to be there. Always has been, always will be. So, when I recognized that the moon seemed to be getting bigger and not smaller, I realized that I needed to be aware of what Spirit was showing me. So I knew my spiritual guidance was going to be coming to me in the way I could receive it. That's key. It's not in the way you can receive it. And your spiritual guidance is going to be in the way you can receive it, not the way I receive mine, okay? So I get to the job, and normally I would talk to the security guard coming in. Well, I was beeline to my desk. Didn't talk to anybody. And I felt the need to not talk to anybody, okay? So I was being reserved, and I was being open to only Source. That's it. Just to our Creator. That was my opening between me and my Creator. So my higher consciousness, my crown chakra, was wide open, which means I was in tune. Okay, I was in tune with Divine Source and what spiritual guidance I was being blessed with, because that pull kept getting stronger and stronger and stronger. So strong that I couldn't focus on my work. I knew because of the pull that I had to be sitting in my cube, okay, my little cubicle. Couldn't focus on any work. Darian kept popping into my mind's eye. Kept seeing him. Well, now I started, instead of seeing him the way he was, I started seeing him in the way he may have been as an adult. And the pull, I felt sick to my stomach. Sick to my stomach. I felt dizzy, and I was sitting down. Okay? I felt sick. I felt like something was churning, like something was happening. So I got up, I went to speak with a coworker, and she was on Facebook. And I'm like, what is that? And she's like, Facebook. I'm like, well, she's like, you're not on Facebook? I'm like, no. She's like, where have you been? You need a Facebook account. And she explained to me what it was and all of that and why. And so she says, you reconnect with people you went to school with and old boyfriends and, And I'm like, what? So, of course, Darian's image comes to my mind's eye. This is your brow chakra, right? When you see the unseen. So it's very important that you connect the pull that you're feeling in your soul, in your solar plexus, in your stomach, in your tummy, and your vision. Okay, your mind's eye. What are you seeing? What are you seeing? And what you're hearing and what you're experiencing, because the spirit realm is all around us at all times. So I'm like, okay. Now the only thing I was open to was divine source, right? Purposely, intentionally. So I knew that was my spiritual guidance. When she said, you need to get on Facebook, I felt the sickness in my stomach go away. Okay? So, I went back to my little cubicle and I opened an account. And I felt hesitant. I remember thinking, I don't want to do it. I'm going to get in trouble. I'm at the job. I shouldn't be doing this. And then I really knew that was my fear. That was my ego telling me, reasoning me away from the fact that my soul knew that we were about to manifest our twin flame reunion. And I was afraid. I was scared. So I had already ran before we even connected. Okay, again. So let me just go back through that, because that was the day that we reconnected. So I woke up. First thing on my soul was Darian, okay? On the new moon. Now, of course, I had done my rituals. I did a whole practice of things, right? And it was because I started learning how to tap into the secret spiritual code of life. And I mean, there were things that I was doing that were so wrong. And I didn't know it until I knew it. And so that's why it's so important for us to share it. Because, honey, it's good stuff. And it does take an effort. And I don't want you to have to wait for 20 years if you don't have to. He doesn't either, Good love is good love, and it's true love, and it can't be quantified. It's unquantifiable. It's priceless. It's precious. So we want you to have it too. We want you to have your own true love and to know it through and through. So wake up, Darian's on my soul. Number 2, realize it's the new moon. Number 3, I remember thinking about the stuff that I did to lead up to this moment, okay? Go on the balcony, couldn't shake him. Looking at the new moon, he's the only person I could think of. So much so that I started to worry. I heard Spirit say, shh, not now. It's enough. Pull away from it. I only wanted you to see that, and you did it, okay? Dropped my daughter off. New moon, couldn't stop looking at it. Realized it seemed like it was getting bigger, not smaller. Get to the job. Normally, I would sit there and talk to the security guards. Beeline straight to my cubicle, right? Couldn't focus on anything other than Darian, right? Felt sick to my stomach. Okay? Go talk to a coworker of mine who tells me to open the Facebook account. Darian, boom, on my soul. Sign number 11. Sign number 11. 11 is the opening to the spirit realm. Spirit told me, be open to the spirit realm only. Be open to me. That's it. Nothing human. Be open to me only. That's it. I need you to listen to me. And I did. Okay? So sign 11 was when the sickness in my stomach went away. And I knew what to do. And I sat back down and I opened the Facebook account. The 12th sign. The 12th sign. 12 astrological signs of the zodiac charts. Pisces, the 12th sign. And Pisces is all spirituality. Okay? And we happen to have the Pisces new moon coming up. And I want you to use that energy. The Pisces new moon is on the 26th of February. And I want you to use that energy. I want you to use it to manifest your twin flame. And I want you to look deeper into the pull. What is Spirit showing you? Okay? And pay attention to the different occurrences and the situations and the visions, your mind's eye, what you're hearing through your spiritual communication. Okay? I hope and pray that that helps everybody that is led to our video, and join us in our workshop. It's going to be awesome. It's a trip, because part of the message we're going to share is the fact that Darian and I are both educators by default, you know. And so that's spiritual. That's all things spiritual. We did manifest our son, and I absolutely knew it was going to be his junior, because 20 years prior I told him what God told me, which was we're going to have a son. I told him, I'm going to have your baby. I'm going to have your son. I'm going to name him you. That's what I told him at 13. But it was a fairy tale love story that we were living. I knew it then. And I knew that we were meant to be together, and he did too. And so we're going to share with you in full detail of the good, the bad, and the ugly, and the beautiful, the blessed. Because this is the highest love that he and I will ever feel, and we know it. And we want to share so that you're able to feel your twin flame love as well, and reunite in this lifetime. So I pray that that helps everybody. And I'll see you very soon. Don't forget to click the links down below.